Well, thank you, Henrietta.
Nice to be here, so.
I'm glad you guys could come back and visit and spend the day.
Yeah, that's great. Well, this is kind of a retreat for us. So, spend the afternoon with Candy. Definitely not a chore.
Well, everyone's always welcome. You're always welcome on my dead end road.
Yeah.
Should we go in the kitchen and make something?
Let's do it.
Or learn something?
All right. It's a weird name. Egg glassing. I mean, why is it called egg glassing?
Because that's just the preservative.
Glassing.
It looks, well, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Okay. You might wonder why we preserve eggs. I have my own farm fresh eggs, and in the wintertime, we don't add any natural lighting or anything to the chicken coop. So we let nature take this course and let the girls stop laying eggs during the winter to rest. So
Less eggs during the winter.
less eggs. So I have to preserve eggs to get us through the winter. So it's called, this is an old-fashioned technique, and it's called egg glassing.
Okay.
And all it is you take a clean bucket. It can be any bucket. This just happens to be food grade safe. And it has a lid.
It says it right there. Where do you get this kind of a bucket?
You can get it in any hardware store.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you add, I've already have some eggs that have been
I see
preserved
them. I
that
kinda
are in
wanna-
here. You can reach in and take one out if you want.
It's all good thing I wore short sleeves, right?
Woo! Take one, it's cold.
Aw. So these are not washed. That's really important, right?
That's right. When I collect the eggs, all these eggs are farm fresh eggs I've collected over the last couple days, and they are not washed. The reason why you do not do it is because you will wash off the aprons for it.
Oh,
What they call the bloom.
okay.
If you've ever noticed when you crack a farm fresh egg, it's harder to crack because the shell is tougher. That bloom has not been washed off, so it's not porous. Nothing goes in through the pores, unlike store-bought eggs. You cannot use store-bought eggs to preserve.
Okay. So
It
you
has
have
to be
have
farm fresh.
farm fresh that have not been washed. So you can't really get the range eggs from the grocery store either because they wash those too.
Right.
If you have a neighbor or if you have chickens yourself.
That's the way to go, yes.
Cool.
So you get your bucket, nice and clean. You start with, if you're starting from scratch, you put 8 quarts of water in your bucket. This is a ½ pound of pickling lime that you can buy in any store. You know, Dutchman's have it. It's in the preserving department, the canning department.
Okay.
And all this is ground oyster
And when you're
shells.
saying lime, I somehow think of the citrus fruit, but you're talking about the rock,
The
right?
rock. Mhm.
Lime
Yeah.
that's been ground into powder.
Or it can be oyster shells.
Oyster shells. Okay.
So you pour that in.
Pour it in.
And we are pouring it in, and that's a lot of woo dust cloud there.
Now, always use a wooden spoon.
Oh look, it's just dropping right down.
Yep. Use a wooden spoon
Okay.
and just stir it into the water.
All right. So it's a certain amount. We'll put that down in the.
This is a ½ pound of pickling lime. 8 quarts of water, ½ pound of pickling lime.
Okay. Now you cannot see through the water at the moment.
Makes it all cloudy.
Does it settle or does it stay cloudy forever?
No, it will settle.
So
Just stir it all up. Okay.
that seemed a little too easy there, Candy.
That's all there is to it. And now,
Just now, do not drop them in, people. Right?
that's right. And because I have eggs already in the bottom, always store your eggs with the pointy end down.
Why is that?
Because there is an air bubble on top, and you always want the air bubble not to dry out,
Okay.
because
so
your eggs will go rotten.
show us the
So
proper way.
You just
Put your
go
arm
down to
out.
the very bottom and just drop it down.
When I have my kids boil eggs, the reason I jumped about that is sometimes they drop it into the water and it cracks the egg. No, you set it in.
You set it down and you just place it
Fancy.
down. Okay,
Yeah.
you do some.
All right, I'm gonna try. Woo, it's kind of cold. feel for a spot. So you're gonna fill this thing up. They're
You
actually
can fill up
a
this
lot.
bucket. And
Do you have to dump off the liquid here in a minute?
no, you just leave the liquid in, and this is,
Whoops. Did we crack?
when it gets really close to the top, I will just stop putting eggs in. But I can get sometimes 50 dozen eggs into a 5-gallon bucket.
That's amazing, really.
And-
So how do you get into it to like fry eggs?
When I want to use an egg, I just take the lid off and pull out however many eggs I need,
Mm-hmm.
and you just rinse it off, rinse the solution off the egg, and then just use it.
Does it taste funny?
No, it doesn't taste funny because nothing goes into the pores. It's just preserved the outside.
I'm gonna pretend. Hey, I want to fry an egg. So this is somewhere as I reach in.
It's been several
grab
months
an
and you
egg.
need an egg. You rinse it
Rinse
off.
it off, and I'm ready to fry it. I'm just
You're
having
ready
to
to
wet
make-
this apron completely by the time we're done.
Yeah.
So,
And then you make
fry
an egg.
Awesome.
That's right.
This is so neat.
The eggs will last preserved up to 8 months.
8 months. Wow. So you won't have to run to the store.
I won't have to run to the store for eggs. So I always start preserving eggs in September,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever I figure I have enough to last me through the winter, then I'm done. You put the lid on top,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to store this in a cool, dark place. And I actually take a sheet, an old sheet, and I just cover it up
Oh, really?
so it gets even darker.
Okay.
And that's all there is to egg glassing and preserving your eggs.
Awesome.
How simple!
I'm gonna try that. Well, I might have to get some fresh eggs first, right?
Sounds good. Alrighty.
I gotta re-tie this so that it's actually